Welcome back to the Fuji Guys channel. If your New Year's resolution was to take better photos this year, this might be the video for you.
So keep on watching.
Hey, I'm Billy.
And I'm Francis, and we're the Fuji Guys.
This episode is all about the new FUJIFILM X-T30.
Yes, we're going to take a first look at all the new features of this camera.
I'm going to take a look at the photocentric side of this.
And I'm going to talk about the video aspect of this camera. And by the way, we're going to film this episode using the X-T30 only with the kit lens 18-55. So let's check it out.
So let's talk about the design of the new FUJIFILM X-T30. Overall, the shape hasn't been changed from the X-T20. It has similar design, so a lot of the accessories that's going to fit, like any special grip or cages that you purchase for the X-T20, it's going to actually fit on the X-T30. The camera does offer 3 new colors. You got, of course, the silver and black finish, which I have here. It also comes in an all black finish, as well as a brand new charcoal gray finish, which is absolutely stunning to look at. The camera's offered in 2 different kit options. You got the body only. You also have the camera kitted with the XC 15-45mm lens. And of course, you also have the camera kitted with the XF 18-55 2.8 f4 lens, which is an absolutely amazing kit lens. So the camera continues to offer a top and bottom plate that is, of course, metal, which offers a very durable look to the camera. And then, of course, overall, it is quite lightweight at only just 380 grams. But of course, big things do come in small packages. The X-T30 actually borrows the same sensor and processor as the FUJIFILM X-T3, which of course was an award-winning mirrorless camera. It utilizes the X-Trans CMOS 4 sensor, which is a back illuminated sensor, the same one found on the X-T3, giving you 26 megapixels of resolution, but it also has improved AF performance because it has phase detection points that cover 100% of the scene itself. The camera also utilizes the new X processor 4 chip, which is a quad-core processor, allowing for improved photo features as well as improved video features. Now, on the back of the camera, you have a 2-way tilt touch LCD screen. It's a 1.4 million dot display. The touch controls are much more responsive now, so you don't have that lag you had in previous generations of touch screens. Again, you have touch functions like touch autofocus, as well as touch shooting. You also have the ability to move the autofocus area in the screen just using the touch screen, and it works flawlessly now on the X-T30. The 2-way tilt on the back of the LCD allows you to shoot in low angles. In addition to that, of course, you can tilt it the opposite direction to shoot sort of above your head. If you're shooting in a crowd, it makes it a little bit easier to capture the shot. The EVF is much brighter than previous generations and offers a brightness of about 800 candelas per meter square, which is much brighter than previous generations. The electronic viewfinder has an eye sensor that quickly jumps between the LCD and your eyes just by lifting the camera up to it. Also, there's a diopter adjustment for any eyeglass wearers out there. You got your shutter speed dials on top. You got your exposure compensation dial. You also got your mode dial that has things like single shot, continuous shooting. You got some advanced filter on it, as well as the motion panoramic and bracketing functions. Depending on the kit lens that you purchase with this camera, you'll find the aperture ring either on the lens itself, which is the XF 18-55, or in this instance, the XC 15-45, you're going to be controlling the aperture with the command dial.
So the X-T30 offers a lot of variations in terms of customization. You have 4 buttons that can be customized to different functions, as well as 4 touch options as well. In that, you can choose between 7 pages of actual functions. So you can really make this camera yours the way you like it. In terms of ports on the camera, you have very interesting ones, which includes the USB-C, which can power the camera, charge the camera, or serves as a headphone jack if you have a USB-C to 3.5 millimeter adapter. Next to that, you have a 2.5 jack, which can be used for a microphone, or you can actually use it for a remote control as well. And at the bottom completely, you have your micro HDMI port, which you can use to display whatever you're filming on an external monitor or on your TV. At the bottom of the camera, you'll find the battery compartment. It uses an NPW126 battery, same as the X-T3, and just like the X-T3, the battery life has been improved thanks to that new processor. Right next to the battery, you'll find the SD card slot, which is UHS-1. On the back of the camera, you will find the AF lever, which is very useful to move your focus points around the 425 points of focus. You can just punch it in and also recenter your focus point and then change the size of your focus point as well. So on the rear of the camera, there is no D-pad, so you're going to use that joystick to navigate the menus, but you can also use the front and rear dials to navigate these menus. Right next to that, you will find the Q button, which will bring you to the Q menu that will give you access to your most preferred settings so you can quickly access them. You can customize this menu if you want to whatever settings you want and then quickly access them. Fujifilm is well known for having incredibly good quality lenses, and we have a lineup of more than 28 lenses, which are all compatible with the X-T30, including the brand new XF 16mm f2.8 lens.
If you're just starting out in photography, you might not understand aperture and shutter speeds. The X-T30 makes it very simple. There's an auto switch on the top of the camera, flip it down, and the camera is now in fully automatic mode. It's what we call Advanced SR Auto. It automatically turns on face and eye detection. The Advanced SR Plus Auto mode is able to determine 58 scenarios, whether it be a portrait in the scene, whether you're shooting subjects that are moving. It's going to determine all that and give you the right exposure and the right shutter speeds to freeze the action if it needs to, and that really makes photography simple. The X-T30 has an improved face and eye detection. It's now much more accurate. It can detect faces that are even further away, and it really is able to track your eyes, whether it be your left eye or your right eye. You can actually go into the menu and select the preference or have it automatically set. And of course, you know, if you have it on auto mode, and it will try to pick the eye that's closest to the camera so that, you know, it's properly focused in that sense. It's great for photo. When you're doing portraits, you just want to concentrate on really getting the subject in the frame and, you know, getting the right shot, and not have to think about focus is going to make it a lot easier to get a lot more keepers. Especially great when you're taking pictures of younger children that just doesn't want to stand still and they're going to be running around, making it so much easier to get in focus shots and a lot more keepers. Now, what's very unique on the Fujifilm system is that it has this super intelligent flash system that automatically provides the exact amount of output so it doesn't watch the subject, allowing you to take pictures whether the subject's far away or very close. And it makes it so simple for you to get the perfect exposure. One of my favorite features on Fujifilm cameras, of course, is the film simulation modes. It mimics some of Fujifilm's legacy film stocks, like Velvia for great landscape, vivid photos, Astia for good, nice portraits with soft skin tone. And one of my favorites in video, of course, Eterna. It can also be used in photos as well, and it gives you this motion cinematic look to the image itself, and it's quite nice. And you got these amazing black and whites. And if you're someone who doesn't want to shoot raw, just wants to get beautiful photos from a camera like this, film simulation is definitely the way to go. It's one of the favorite features that I use often. One of my favorite film simulations is Astia, which I shoot a lot with. You can see I took some pictures at my daughter's swim class and also out skating as well. And you can see some examples there that just really makes photography so simple to do. And of course, you still have the options to capture raw and edit that yourself if you wanted to. Now, if you're into capturing actions, subjects that are running really fast, whether it be, your daughter or son's hockey, soccer game, or even professional sports, this camera does an amazing job at it. It actually offers the same specs as the X-T30, giving you 30 frames per second shooting with no blackout. It's almost like filming a video, and it's quite incredible. And the autofocus and exposure works quite well. You also have 20 frames per second with the electronic shutter, giving you full resolution on this camera, which to me is an incredible feat for this price category. Now, this camera is fully packed with features. In fact, a lot of the features that we found on the award-winning X-T3 is actually found on this X-T30 camera. You got the built-in interval shooting that allows you to create great time-lapse video. It's fully configurable, so you don't actually have to run out and buy any additional tools just to do time-lapse video. Of course, you'll use your favorite editing tools to create a motion time-lapse from the footage that you captured with this camera. So I think the f2 lenses are a perfect fit for the X-T30. We introduced a brand new XF lens, the XF 16mm f2.8. That's a perfect focal length for you to kind of do self-portraits with because it's wide enough. And it's also great for a lot of indoors and tight shots where you want to get everyone in the shot, especially for your kids' birthday parties or stuff like that where you're going to be confined to some spaces. You got the 23mm f2 lens. You got the 50mm f2, which is one of my favorites for shooting nice portraits because of the focal length and the speed of that lens. You can really isolate the subject from the background. You have, my go-to lens, which is 35mm f2, and that's just an all-around lens, and it's gonna really, again, create nice shallow depth of field that really makes your image pop. And I think, if you're looking to go beyond the kit lenses that are available, you're gonna see that significant difference in your image, especially the sharpness. It's gonna be a step up from, your standard kit lens. And if you're traveling, you might want to consider the XC50 to 230mm lens. That's really a very inexpensive lens that gives you a very long reach. And to me, I think it's one of the perfect combinations to this camera system. Like most modern mirrorless camera, the X-T30 does have Bluetooth and Wi-Fi as well, making it so simple to connect to your smart device via iOS or Android, allowing you to, of course, control the camera remotely, trigger the camera using the Bluetooth connection to trigger the shutter, as well as to transfer images from your camera onto your iOS or Android device, where of course you can share on social media. In addition to that, you can also connect to Instax Share printer to make a physical print, which is perfect for birthday parties and any outings where you can physically give that print to family and friends.
All right, so let's talk about video now. So whether you're an advanced video maker or just a dad or a mom that wants to grab clips from the family at birthdays and stuff like that, the X-T20 can do video at 4K up to 30 frames a second, and it uses the full sensor to do so. So there is no line skipping and there is no crop. So basically it captures a 6K image and oversamples it to a 4K image, giving you incredibly sharp videos out of the camera. It records on H.264 up to 200 megabits a second at 420 8-bit, but if you want higher quality, you can actually plug in an external recorder and have 422 10-bit out of the HDMI port. If you want to grab some interesting and nice moments using the high-speed movie functions, you can shoot up to 120 frames per second, and that will actually give you a slow motion video right into the camera that can give you really smooth footage. And you can see by these examples here of just, slapping the puck and stuff like that. So that's a really cool feature, even for your kids or for more advanced use as well. On the X-T30, you will find a 2.5 millimeter port. So if you want to plug in a microphone or a remote, and to improve the production value of your videos, you can use one of the external microphones like the FUJIFILM X-T1, for example. So if you're vlogging and stuff like that, this little accessory will actually improve the quality of your audio for your videos. Just like on the photo mode, you have access to the face and eye detection to have focus and continuous, so you can simply point and shoot at people you want to film and not worry about focus. And right now I am actually using this feature, and you can see it tracking my eye with no problem. So this is going to be very great if you want to track children's and stuff like that. Also, a pretty cool feature, Billy talked previously about the Bluetooth feature, which you can use to remotely trigger the camera. So that's really cool for photos. But right now Billy's working in another room and I'm filming by myself and starting the camera using my phone with the Bluetooth trigger. If you're shooting video and you want to use the autofocus, there's another thing that could be very interesting if you're not necessarily aiming at people but using the box to focus. You can customize the AF speed of the camera. So if you go into the menu, you can adjust the tracking sensitivity and the AF speed. So if you want to, move from one subject to the other and have it transition smoothly, you can bring down the value of the AF speed. So that way you can slow down the transition from one subject to the other. And for the tracking, if you want the camera to immediately jump to something else that gets into your box, you can bring it down. Or if you want to hang it on a little bit more time, bring the value up. So with the X-T30, you can actually use the film simulations found on the photo side of things to record your videos, and there's 16 of them. So if you just want to grab some quick clips for memories and stuff like that, and you don't really want to edit them afterwards, you get a nice image right out the camera. And then really interesting thing is that they added the Eterna profile, which is the Fujifilm motion picture film stock that very well known in the cinema industry. So with this camera you get access to this one. And we always film our videos using Eterna with the DR400 setting, so that way we get a nice balanced image, and if I need to, I could go in post and make some little adjustments. So if you're a little bit more advanced videographer and you actually already have an X-T3 and you would want a second camera like a B cam, you would be happy to know that the F-Log is incorporated into the X-T30. So if you want that flat look and latitude to work on your footage, it's in there. And just so you know, F-Log is not for everyone, because this is a very flat profile, and right out the box it doesn't look very good and it needs some work. And another good thing to know is that on the X-T30, the low base, the minimum ISO to use it is 640. So maybe you won't need that ND filter to film outside. So that's one more positive for having F-Log in the X-T30. So if you want to use manual focus to shoot video, you'll be happy to know that the X-T30 features the linear focus function, which is when you rotate that ring, which is an infinite ring, it will remember the distance from one point to another. So if you use a follow focus or something attached to your lens and you move from one point and you mark it to the other, it will stay there. So it won't shift at any point. Other tool for manual focus will be the focus speaking, and you get different color like white, yellow, and red, and different intensity as well. So this is very useful if you want to pinpoint focus or manually do transitions. This is available in the X-T30. So the silent movie control is available on this camera as well. So if you want to disable all the physical dials on the camera, because when you turn them it kind of makes a little clicky noise, if you want to remove that, you can enable the silent movie control, which will just put a little box on your screen which you can touch and then navigate using either your finger to scroll or using the joystick, and that way you can change the settings from there. So if you're a hybrid shooter, so meaning photos and videos, the silent shooting mode is actually a very nice way to keep your settings separated. So Even though your shutter speed will be set to 1/4000 on the photo mode, when you jump into the video mode, it'll be on the silent shooting mode if you want, and then you'll have your actual shutter speed of 1/48th or 1/60th, which separates your setting for photo and video. And the silent shooting option can be assigned to a function button as well, so you can quickly access it. Just to wrap this segment, I'm just going to let you know one of the advanced features you found on the X-T30 for video shooting. You find things like zebra, which you can set the percentage that will alert you whenever you blow your highlights and stuff. You get a tally light, which I'm using right now to let me know that I'm recording. You also get things like time coding if you want to have multiple cameras, and then when you get into post, you can sync them all together using that time code function. And then something that wasn't on the X-T20 but is very nice to have is your microphone levels at the same time that you're recording, so you can monitor your levels right when you're filming. Before on the X-T20, you had to go to the adjustment to actually see these levels moving.
I hope you enjoyed this video. To learn more about this and other Fujifilm products,
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and until next time, c'était Francis,
and I'm Billy.
and we're the Fuji Guys.